So ChatGPT's Deep Research tool has just arrived on the free tier, and this just happened yesterday, which is why I decided to make a quick video about what's new, what it does, who should be using this, and some of its use cases. What's up guys, this is AK, and please pardon the setup. I decided to fit this quick video into my schedule, and I'll try my best to keep this succinct. So firstly, if you missed the news, in February 2025, OpenAI launched Deep Research for paid users only until yesterday when it was released for free users. However, it's not entirely free. 5 seems like a small number, but if it does what it claims in one attempt, I don't mind. Honestly, it's better than nothing. So what is Deep Research? Basically, it does a deep sweep, as the name suggests, of all the sources, articles, research that is currently live on the internet. Now, you may ask, doesn't the search feature already do that? The difference is that search, for one, does a very shallow surface level search of the internet. Secondly, it hallucinates, and I face this problem myself. There are times when I tell it to give me a link or give me a source where it's getting its information from, and when I do follow the link, that paper or that link just doesn't seem to exist. Deep Research aims to solve that. Without Deep Research, it will either give you old and general info, or it'll just make something up. With Deep Research, you can look for the latest studies and research. And this is great for students, journalists, or anyone trying to research on a topic. One thing to take note before I jump into the demo is that the free version runs on GPT-o4 Mini, which does maintain the quality of the responses as the paid version, but the answers are a lot shorter. Basically, it's like a free trial. Alright, so to test it, I'm going to ask it to research on 3 different topics or policies or information that requires different perspectives and isn't just raw facts. Also, full disclosure, this is literally my first time trying this, so you and I are going to test it out together. Okay, so we're going to start off with this question right here, and I'm going to start with a normal search first, just so that we can see how it compares to Deep Research. Okay, so this is what you'd expect. It has given me 5 paragraphs, nicely summarized, and let's actually look at the sources. So we have news source, we have magazine, we have a journal. They are mostly news sources. Okay, let's try this with Deep Research. Okay, so firstly, it will ask you to provide as many details as possible for the best results. Pretty fair, but we're just going to stick with what we have right here. And I'm going to hit enter. And there you go. So it's starting its research. Based on what I read about this feature, it does take a while to do its research, and that's the whole point. You can either do it fast or you can do it well. Like I said earlier, it's doing a deeper sweep of the internet, and it's actually reading through the papers and the research rather than just reading through summaries or reviews, just so that it can answer your queries better. Okay, so it's finally done, and that took 13 minutes. Felt a bit longer, but credit where it's due. Would you rather spend hours doing it all by yourself, or would you rather wait for 13 minutes, maybe work on something else and let ChatGPT do it for you? And it looked through 33 sources compared to slightly less than 20 earlier on the normal search. Okay, and let's read this through. Okay, right off the bat, you can see that the answer is a lot longer than when you're using normal search. It's a lot more detailed. It gives you citations in the middle of the text, gives you statistics. Okay, nice bit of description there. And you can see it's trying to compare different perspectives within the paragraph, which I think is really good. Kind of gives you a more all-rounded idea of what you're trying to research. And then it provides you a very nice summary at the end, along with your sources. Let's actually look at the sources. Okay, so 33 sources, as I mentioned earlier. There are still quite a lot of news websites, and along with that you also have this activity tab. This looks a lot similar to DeepSeek's reasoning model, where it will start asking itself questions or create potential follow-up questions that you may want to ask down the line. It's just interesting to see how it talks to itself and it tries to predict what we are going to ask next. Yeah, it's really like reasoning, but on steroids. Looking at this, it blows my mind how quickly AI is advancing. Alright, let's move on to the next example. This time we're going to switch gears and ask it to create a travel plan, but using the normal search. And very quickly, like literally within a minute, it gives me an overview. It gives me flights along with the prices. It gives me accommodation options, gives me an itinerary. Itinerary. How do you pronounce this word? Itinerary. Weather considerations, useful resources. All right. Decent answer, but there's definitely a lot of work that you would need to put in yourself after this. Now let's try this with deep research. Once again, the loading screen of deaths. Okay, once again, it's done, and this time it looked through close to 50 sources. That's pretty insane. And it took about the same time as our previous one. Let's look at what it has. Wow, it even included images. It even breaks down the day, morning, afternoon, evening. It has the prices. It even gives you a budget breakdown, how much you're supposed to be spending on food, how much you're supposed to be spending on snacks, attraction. Oh, and small little detail I missed earlier, it even gives you ratings. It's definitely a lot better than using the simple search. And this could potentially save you a lot of time since it's already done the budgeting, allocating how much money you should be spending on, let's say, shopping and food. And it looks like that for a lot of these things, it referred to Expedia. Again, don't expect 100%, but you can expect it to save you a ton of time. Moving on for our third test, let's try something different. So this time, I'm going to ask it to help me improve a certain skill. In this case, photography. Okay, so starting again with the normal search, it does give me a long list of stuff I can do to improve my skill. Let's see if it actually goes all the way to 100. Nope, it stops at 77. So according to the prompt, I asked it for 100 ways how I can become a better photographer, but it only gives me 77, and all of them are just a sentence. No explanation whatsoever, just a sentence. Now let's try this same prompt, but with deep research. So this is what deep research has provided me, and as you can see, it did give me 100 ways. And I've actually experienced this before. There was a time when I asked it to generate 40 or 60 MCQ questions for me because I was revising for something and could only generate 20 or 30. So it definitely has a limit to how much it can generate. But deep research seems to be able to pass that limit. We have once again close to 50 sources, and this time it didn't take as long to come up with an answer. And honestly, this is a much simpler topic to talk about. Another thing that you'd notice right away is that all of the points that it has provided me is longer than a sentence. Like this could literally be 5 articles minimum. And it talks about learning the manual controls like the f-stop, the aperture priority, using a tripod, trying long exposures. I really like long exposures, using negative space, varying perspectives. Moving on to photo editing skills, it talks about learning Darktable, learning GIMP, color correction, converting to black and white, luminosity masks. And then it talks about some of the courses and YouTube channels that I can follow if I'm looking to improve my skill. Oh yes, of course, Peter McKinnon, my favorite. Oh, and as an interesting add-on, it does give me a few challenges I can try, just to get my hands on, and that's honestly a really good way to learn. And honestly, this can be applied to so many different skills. If you're looking to improve your communication, you can ask it. If you're looking to improve how you learn, you can ask it once again. These AI chatbots keep pushing the limits again and again. And once again, it just confirms my theory that AI is slowly getting better, and what was already good is slowly getting cheaper or becoming free. And like I said, this is only my first time using this feature, so I'll definitely be spending more time with this and looking for more use cases. I don't expect the limit to go up from 5 anytime soon, considering how expensive the infrastructure is in the first place. It's tough to say, but if the competition comes up with something that's just as good, OpenAI will probably have to look for a response. If I'm not mistaken, Perplexity also has a similar research feature, so it'll be interesting to see how these two stack up against each other. If that's a video you'd be interested in watching, please let me know in the comments below. Alright, that was a quick update on the new ChatGPT Deep Research feature. If you found this video helpful and if you'd like more of these, please let me know in the comments as well. Thank you for watching. I hope you found this video helpful and I'll see you guys in the next one.